All right, sis. So, you say you love God, you teach your kids to love God. It's your daughter? All right, how old are you? You 28? All praises. All praises. Now, the reason why I asked that is because 95% of Christians hate God. Is that surprising to you?
It's very surprising.
Why?
But you know, honestly, the way the world is, I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that you said that. You said you wouldn't doubt it. You know why? Because my brother just said that we gotta walk the straight and narrow path, right? That's biblical. This is what the Christian church is going to get our people. Let me get Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. Because what they're not doing is they're not teaching people how to get the kingdom. Okay? And I'm gonna show you something real fast. Come on.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So it says, not everybody that says, Lord, Lord, meaning they praise God, is going to get to the kingdom of heaven. Why not? Let's keep reading. Read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
It says, only those that are doing the will of God are going to get the kingdom of heaven. Now, I got a question. What's the will of God? Okay.
Isn't for God. It's not for us. It's for us to lead other people so long.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because doing the word of God,
Okay.
help lead other people.
Good. Now, the only difference between what you're saying and what the Bible says is that I have to use a scripture for anything that I believe about God. That's why the whole Christian church is going to do what it's saying right here, but they're not going to do this next part, the will of God. Because the Christian church does not teach this thing.
Bring it up.
Read the will of God. Let's see what that is. Come on.
Book of Psalms chapter 40 verse 8. I delight to do thy will.
So this is King David speaking. He said, I delight, meaning I have joy in doing the will of God. Come on.
Oh my God. Yea, thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law.
What?
Thy law.
Thy law. The laws of God are what?
Is within my heart.
He said they're within his mind. That's the heart according to the Bible. So, is the Christian church teaching and practicing God's laws? You think yes? So let's see. Do you know what the fourth commandment is? The fourth commandment is remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. What day is the Sabbath day? It's on Saturday, but wait a minute. 95% of the Christian church is where on Saturday? Well, on Saturday, where are they though? Where are they on Saturday?
Everything else except
Guess where they at on Saturday? They in the mall. They in the club. You understand? They at the football game.
Bring it out.
They doing all different type of stuff that is contrary to what God said.
That's
On the
right.
Sabbath day, we're supposed to what? Keep it holy.
Bring it
And
out.
rest. We're not supposed to buy or sell. We're not supposed to cook. They doing all of that on God's Sabbath day. And then they worship the sun on Sunday because that is a commandment of men.
Bring it out.
So who are they following in the Christian church? You see what I'm saying? Let's go back to Matthew 7. Come on.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So we want to make sure, sis. So what's your name again? I'm horrible with names. Audrey. We want to make sure that you're not part of that group. You understand? That's what we are out here trying to do for ourselves.
Bring
We're
it
not
out.
trying to be part of that group either. Because what good is it for me if I spend all my free time going out here and teaching my people just not to get the kingdom of heaven?
No.
You see?
That's
it means
right.
I'm wasting my time. Read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father.
We out here to teach people and to practice it for ourselves to do the will of God.
That's
The
right.
Christian church does not do that. Read.
which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day.
Many are going to go up to God and say, God, I said this. Read.
Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied thy name?
Haven't we prophesied in your name, God? Haven't we? Read.
And in thy name have cast out devils.
Haven't we healed people, cast out devils? Come on.
And in thy name done many wonderful works.
And in your name, God, we've done many wonderful things. We traveled the globe for you. We went out and fed the poor for you. We went out and built houses for you, for other people. Right? That's what they'll say. What will God's response be? Come on.
And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Uh-oh, he said, you never knew me. And all of what you did, he never was known of God. Why? Read.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Ye that do what?
Work iniquity.
So without keeping God's commandments, because iniquity is sin, right? Which is the breaking of God's commandments, right? Without that, without keeping God's commandments, we can never hope to get the kingdom. Because all we're gonna do is walk up to Christ in that day and go, take me. He's gonna go, nah, I'm good. Do you want that? No. Do you want that? You want that for your kids? You see? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19. I'm gonna show you. So you have two options, and all of us have the same option all the time. You could either choose good or you could choose evil. Now, 99% of this whole world chooses evil every day, even though they think they're choosing good. The only difference between them and us is we know better. And what you know better, you're supposed to do better.
That's right.
Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I called heaven and earth to record this day against you.
God sees everything. And what is he going to tell you? Because he knows he sees everything. Come on.
That I have set before you life and death.
You can choose life or you can choose death. It's like a fork in the road. Come on.
Blessing and cursing.
You can choose to be blessed by getting the kingdom, or you could be cursed by getting hellfire. Come on.
Therefore choose life.
We are imploring you, your daughter, your kids, maybe if you got grandkids, them too. Grandkids in the back. All praises. We are imploring them to do what?
Choose life. That both thou and thy seed may.
Your seed is all in the car right here. You understand? These are your offspring. That you and your offspring may what?
And thy seed may live.
That you may live. We already living in these bodies, but what we're living in right now is not enough. What we're hoping for is what? To get the kingdom of heaven. To live eternally. That's what we want, and that's what we want for you too.
Bring it on.
But in order to get there, what you gotta do? Keep. You gotta what? You gotta keep. Let's see if your daughter catching it. Sis, what you gotta do? Keep what? I'm trying to make sure it's not going in one ear and out the other now. You gotta keep the commandments.
That's right.
You gotta keep the commandments. So now, how are you supposed to keep the commandments if you don't know any commandments? I'm gonna show you. You say you love God, right? Give me that. John 14:15. You understand? We're gonna show you what it is to, what it means to love God. Because the Christian church think you go up to God, give him a hug and a kiss. That's love. That's how you show love to your kids carnally, but spiritually, how do you show love? Come on.
John chapter 14, verse 15.
Bring it on.
If you love me, keep my commandments.
How do you show God you love him? You got to keep his commandments. Because if you don't keep his commandments, guess what you do? You hate him. You hate him. And that's what they teach in the Christian church. Before we get there, before we get the commandment, I'm going to show you the opposite of what we see here. I'm going to show you what we see in the Christian church. Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 26. We see it every single day. And it's so bad. Our people in the Christian church are so brainwashed that we can show them the words in the book. And they'll say, I don't believe that. But wait,
Bring it out.
In the Bible. I didn't write the Bible. You didn't write the Bible. Your granddaddy didn't write the Bible. So why don't you believe what's written? You rather believe a man over the thing that's in the book.
Teacher
that
Mark.
means you hate God. You understand? Come on.
Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 26. Her priests have violated my law.
What are priests? They're prophets. They're bishops. They're preachers. It says their priests have violated what?
My law.
You see how we keep coming across this theme of the law, the law, the law? Come on.
And have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Can you name me some things that are holy versus what's profane? You know why? Because the Christian church does not teach that thing. They do not teach the difference. Read.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and clean.
Can you tell me some things that are unclean versus some things that are clean? Say what? What kind of? What kind of meat? You know how I know you were gonna say pork? Because most of our people recognize that pork is unclean because Islam does that stuff.
Right.
We know for a fact that in Islam, they do not allow pork. So in our minds, we already are conditioned to believe, okay, something must be wrong with pork if they can't eat.
Right.
We don't learn that in the Christian church.
Right.
Because what the pastor will do is, the pastor will have a whole sermon talking about how you love God, and then right after service, guess what they got? Pork chop plates. Or if they want to serve you brunch that day, guess what? They got bacon and eggs.
Bring it out.
They gonna have sausage with it. You understand? They're going to eat those things. They're not teaching you to not eat what is unclean. But and then Thanksgiving time, guess what they're doing? Passing out honey glazed ham. You understand? They are not teaching God's commandments in the Christian church. I have never seen the Christian church stand up and say you are not supposed to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all of those things. Not only that, on certain evil days, like what evil day just passed? Halloween. Guess what they do? They don't say, congregation, don't go out and do that. That's a sin. What they do? They turn it into trunk or treat. Yes, they try to remix the day. And
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
let's go back. Ezekiel chapter 22, come on.
Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things, and they have put no difference between holy and profane.
They say they have put no difference between the holy and profane. Come on.
Neither have they shown difference between unclean and the clean.
So they have not shown the difference between that. You just understood that. Come on.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbath.
Hit their eyes from what?
From my Sabbath.
This is the Bible that we're reading. Doesn't the Christian church do exactly what we just read there? And what does that mean? All of that culminates to mean one thing. What does it mean? Come on.
And I am profane among them.
Meaning I am hated. The word profane gets into hated. Because if you do not obey the law, statutes, and commandments of God, all you can do is hate. That's all you can do is hate God. Because what's the opposite of love? It's hate. And we just found out that love is what? Is what? Come on, sis. I'm not just here to teach you. I'm here to interact with you because I want to make sure you try it. What is love according to the Bible? Obeying God's commandments. So what's the opposite of love? So what's the opposite of keeping the commandments? Breaking them. Exactly right, sis. So now I have to give you a commandment. I have to. You want to know why? Ezekiel 3:17.
Bring it out.
Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. I have to give you a commandment now. Why? Because it's important for your soul. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
What is the purpose of a watchman? What is a watchman? It looks out for danger, right? We are watching for your soul.
That's
Read.
right.
Therefore, hear the word in my mouth, and give them warning from me.
And we are warning the people, stay away from sin. Don't get judged by Christ in that day when he brings his judgment to the earth and be on the wrong side of that judgment. Come on.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
So we tell our people, if you in sin, that means God's calling you wicked. We all had to turn away from our sin. We didn't come to this thing perfect. We smoked weed. We laid down with all type of women. We cheated on our wives. We did all kind of horrible things. All of us had to repent from something.
Bring it out.
And thou givest him not warning,
If we don't warn you, read.
nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life.
You see what happens when we try to warn somebody? What did the Bible just call that? What did it call in the Bible? Come on, sis. You never heard this before, that's why. So what did it say, what did it call it whenever you try to help somebody leave their wicked way? What did it just call it? We'll read it again, come on.
To save his life.
What are we trying to do? We're trying to save a life. Your life and ours. Because read on, read.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
That's if you choose to not leave off from the sin that we warned you about. Read.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
So if we don't warn you and we see that you in sin, guess what happens? We are that blood is upon us as well. So if we refuse, and guess what? That's another form of love. Because guess what? If I see you breaking God's commandments and I go, that's not my business. Because we do that in the black community, don't we? We think everything not our business. That has nothing to do with me. I'm looking the other way. That's hatred. When you know somebody about to jack themselves up and walk, let's call it a metaphorical train. They're gonna walk in front of a train. And you go, nah, I think they're gonna be all right. That's hate. Because what's gonna happen to them in the end? They're gonna die. I ain't never seen a human fight a train and win. You understand?
Bring it out.
So when we don't do that in the spirit, we doing the same thing. We walking away, we're like, that train finna hit them, they on the tracks, they can't get off. We do that all the time in the black community, don't we? And we use excuses like, I'm doing it because of my kid. That's not my business. That I'ma do me. That's what we do, right? Read on.
Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul.
So as soon as you get the word and you reject it, that's on you. But guess what we did? We saved our life in the process because we told you, we gave you the warning. We did our job as watchmen. But what it really goes into is, if you can't do your job properly as a watchman, God is going to fire you.
Bring it out.
And that firing looks like death.
Right.
I don't want to get fired.
Right.
You understand? I'm trying to keep my job.
Right.
Okay? I like being employed by the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Why? Because that's the only employment that's going to get me anything out of this lifetime.
Bring it
I
out.
don't care if I work for Goldman Sachs. I don't care if I work for Chase Bank. I don't care if I'm making $3 million, $3 billion.
See?
None of that can compare to the kingdom.
That's
No.
right.
Now, Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. So now that I want to keep my job because I want to be employee of the month, let's see. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So, we're going to read it again. But ultimately, I wanted to get through the whole entire verse because of the fact that it said, the people that's doing what we're reading right here, they're abomination to God. Not to me, not to this brother here, not to the brother on the camera, to God. You understand? So we want to be pleasing to God, do we not?
That's right.
How do we be pleasing to God? We stay away from these things right here. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So it says women should not wear what belongs to men. What does that go into? What do you think? What? The rainbow. It said wear. It said wear. Okay, what do women wear that men wear? Ooh, what? What was that? You said pants. Why? Because let's read the next part of the verse. Come on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So what do men wear sometimes that women are supposed to wear? Why not? Why you can't say dresses? Men can't wear dresses. You see what I'm saying? Dresses are for who? What sex? Dresses are for women. So if dresses are for women and pants are for men, that means women should only ever be in or skirts, right?
Right.
Men should only ever be in some trousers, some pants.
Bring it out.
You understand? So you, your daughter, your grandbabies, if they women, they need to have on what? They need to have on a lovely dress. You understand? That's a beautiful thing right there. Because what it is get 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 39. Okay? God did not set things up to be confusing. He has a dress code for everybody.
Bring it out.
You understand? Everybody has their order that they need to be done, that they need to be in. Okay? Is that what I want? Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40.
Oh, verse 33.
Verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
God is not the author of what?
Of confusion, but of peace.
And he said he's the author of peace. So it's confusing nowadays when you a little boy, you say, I'm a little girl. My son told me the other day that he was a giraffe. Should I let him go and be one now? No, absolutely not. I said, you're a little boy, stop that. Boy, stop playing around, stop being silly. You are a little boy. You're not no giraffe.
Bring it out.
You understand? But nowadays, we play into the delusion, right? That's just like me telling you that the toaster oven is speaking to me. Should you listen to me? You should get me help. I should go straight to the psych ward. But nowadays, we listen to people and go, you think you're a girl? You've been a boy since, you got a rod between your legs? You know what? Because you said it, now you're a girl. God said he's not the author of confusion. He made you that way for a reason.
Bring it out.
Man, sir. I'm going to call you a man, sir.
Bring it out.
But now man want to be called women. And they start that with what? The dress, the attire that you have on. Because there's a spirit behind it. You understand? When I say I wear the pants in a relationship, what does that mean? Meaning I have the authority, I have the power, I have the leadership, I have the dominion in the relationship. I wear the pants. Everything runs through me in this relationship.
Bring it out.
So why are women wearing pants? Because they want to be men. That's what the feminist movement was all about. That's where y'all got the idea of pants from. Was the feminist movement.
Right.
It was originally called the women's suffrage movement, and then they turned it to feminism. You know why? Because white women were mad at their white men.
Yeah.
And they made you women fall for it. Because you know what they did after they got done protesting? They went home to their white husbands. But guess who took the reins on that? Black women.
Bring it out.
And now black women are mad and lonely.
Teach them, Mark.
Like Keisha Cole. They mad as hell. And they can't find a man, or they can't keep a man, but they can get him to lay down with him because you know what? Men still like having sex with y'all, but they don't want to commit. Not when you got this up here. It don't care. It don't matter how good that is. Same thing with Cardi B. She over here bragging about what she got between the legs. She can't keep a man either.
Teach them, Mark.
She can't even keep the man she got from cheating on her. If it's so good, then why can't you keep him? Huh? Sis? Because what's up here? You understand? They listen to that, they're like, oh, no. I got to go. Read verse 40, come on.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40.
Bring it out.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
It said, let all things be done decently and in order. That includes the attire that women wear.
Bring it out.
So, if you love God, what you gonna do, sis? Huh? I can't hear you. So what you gonna do? Yeah. It got to. It got to. Now I got a question now. This dress, can it be any kind of dress? Like, you know, Beyonce got a song, Freakum Dress. It can be that kind of dress? No? So why not the Freakum Dress? Why not? You ain't supposed to what? You're exactly right, sis. 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. I'm going to show you what the Bible said. Come on.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9.
Bring it out.
See, everything that we have to tell you about the Bible, we can go to the Bible to back it up. You ever see a Christian church do that? No. Because you know what they did? Scoot out the way for a second. You know what they did? They tricked us forever saying that this guy was Jesus. Did they give you a single Bible verse to prove it? Huh? No. And what comes with this image of this guy right here is a litany of lies about what? About what the Bible says. And this guy, the real Christ, he don't like that. And there's going to be judgment for those that are following this image and his doctrine whenever he returns.
Bring it out.
So let's read 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
What does it mean to be modest? Nice. Okay, you could be nice in a freedom dress though. Huh? Sis, what does it mean to be modest, sis? Come on now, sis.
My sister Thelma.
Come on, Auntie. Auntie?
Thelma, this is Thelma.
Auntie Thelma, how you doing, Auntie? Now, what does it mean to be modest? Uh-huh. I'm gonna help you out. I see you thinking hard. It means not to attract sexual attention.
Bring it out.
Okay? So if you're attracting sexual attention, that means what? Man can see your shape. Man can see what you got. What you got in your thighs, and your hips, in your butt, in your breasts. They can see it all. That's not supposed to happen.
That's right.
When women step out the house, they're supposed to be covered up.
That's right.
You understand? You can't just be out here looking like any and everything. You understand? Why? Because God said, read it again.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Because God said so. He said,
That's
be
right.
modest. Now, what you got on this body, sis? I mean, you got a little hole in the skirt. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know you was coming
Damn.
across the promise of God, but all praise to the Most High God.
That's right.
You understand? But we think in our sense is that we should never see a woman in pants. Ever. That's against God's law. And if you love God, you'll never put pants on again. Okay, now have you asked if you could get an exemption from that? Just like in the military, it's against the rules to have a beard. Guess what some of our brothers do that's in this body? They ask for permission to have a beard. And guess what they get? Permission to have that beard.
That's right.
I've only seen it in the instance where you working around heavy machinery. Do you do that? You work around heavy machinery? Uh-oh. You might not be able to. Guess what? Okay, but guess what? As soon as you get off the job, guess what you should be in? You should clock out of the white man's job and clock into God's commandments.
That's right. Bring it out.
That's what we out here teaching, because God's commandments, give me Acts chapter 5 verse 29. God's commandments is more important than everything. You understand? And then we're going to leave y'all with that because we got to go. Read.
Book of Acts chapter 5 verse 29.
Bring it out.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
God's laws are way above anything that man got to say. You understand? Man say it's okay for women to be in pants, but what does God say? No, 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 no.
Bring it out.
Man say that it's okay with men sleeping with another man.
No.
What does God say? He said absolutely not. Man say it's okay to cut your peck off, and now you put a change purse up in there.
What the hell?
God said, men have all type of rules that's contrary to God, and we have to make a decision like we read earlier, right?
Teacher Mark.
What should we choose each and every time? Read.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
We should only ever obey God. It shouldn't even be an option in our mind.
That's right.
Am I going to do that, or am I going to listen to what the white man told me to do?
Bring it out.
I love him, I think. But do you love God more? You should. We all should. And in order to get what we're expecting from God, which is the kingdom, guess what we got to do? We got to be obedient. We read that in the beginning. That's why I started this whole conversation with that.
That's right.
Because it's important that we understand exactly how to please God. Otherwise, there's no chance for us in this kingdom. You understand?
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.